Hello my dear student, welcome again, once again to my class. Today I am going to start a new exercise, that is exercise number 14.3, which is about graphical representation of data. So it is well said that one picture is better than 1,000 words. So whenever we see graphically, whenever any data is represented graphically, it becomes easier for us to understand what is there inside the thing. For example, if anyone shows you about the cricket scores, sometime by giving graph like this, this overs are shown like this, first over this word, then like this your data increases like this, it is there sometime. So it becomes easier for us to understand. Or sometime like this graph you will get bar graph also, from which you will be easily understand. For example, sales on anything. For example, let us take this one as groceries. Like this, by giving bar graph, it is said that in that month it was sold something like this. Then another item, electric appliances, like this. Then medicine, like this. Sometime by giving data it is shown for us, so that we can easily understand the thing. So in this exercise we will discuss about bar graphs, histogram of uniform width and bearing width, and frequency polygon. So what is bar graph? We have learned this thing in class 8 also. So bar graph is a pictorial representation of data in which usually bars of uniform width are drawn with equal spacing between them on x-axis. So whenever, okay, let me show. This is our x-axis, there is the origin, and it is y-axis. So in this side we give the variables, all the variables, here the values. On y-axis we give the values, and on x-axis we give the variables. So you see example number 5, take out question page number 247. So there is an example, you see it. In a particular section of class 9, 40 students were asked about the months of their birth, and the following graph was prepared from the data so obtained. So some students of class 9 were said to say about the month in which they were born. So it was like this, that on January, you see the data, in one side it is written months of birth, this is the variable, and number of students is written there, the values are given. So first one, you see it in January, it is given up to 3, that is the in the month of January, out of these 40 students, only 3 students were born. Then February given, March, like this, by giving rectangular bars it is shown. So you see the question, observe the bar graph above and answer the following question. So how many students were born in the month of November? So you see, question is asked that how many students were born on the month of November. You see the October, November, yes, it is there. You simply see how many, you will find 4 students. On y-axis it is given 4, the value is given 4, and on x-axis November you see, and you just simply check it, you will get the answer 4. You see on y-axis it is given as 4. And next question is, in which month were the maximum number of students born? In which month the maximum number of students were born? So by seeing the data, which is the tallest one here, on the month of August, 6 students were born, so it is the highest one or the tallest. So maximum number of students were born in the month of August. Now you see example number 6. A family with a monthly income of rupees 20,000 had planned the following expenditure per month under various heads. So one side in the table heads is given, and other expenditure in 1,000 rupees. So grocery 4 written, that means 4,000, rent 5 written, 5,000, education of children 5,000, medicine 2,000, fuel 2,000, entertainment 1,000, and miscellaneous other things 1,000. So question is to draw a bar graph for data above. So you have to draw a bar graph to represent this data. Example number 6. So no need to write this thing, simply write how I am writing. By representing heads, which is our variable, on x-axis. We represent variables on x-axis, and expenditure, that is value on y-axis, and expenditure, that is value on y-axis. The graph of the information given above can be constructed by choosing a proper scale, or appropriate, by choosing by choosing an appropriate scale So you are to choose a scale. There you see the values, these are 4000, 5000, like this we cannot represent normally, so you are to take a scale, and in question also it is given that it is in thousands, so I will take it 1 unit equals to rupees 1000. 1 unit will be equals to rupees 1000. In question also it is given that these are expressed in 1000 rupees, so 1 unit will be equals to rupees 1000. This is the first part, simply I wrote. The question is to draw the graph. So here I wrote that the representing heads variable, so whenever we'll write this thing on x-axis, we'll write the heads, that is grocery, rent, education of children, medicine, fuel. This thing on x-axis will represent, and in the y-axis will represent the expenditure, the values on y-axis. Okay, so now let me draw the graph. It is bar graph. Okay, later on I will show how to draw this frequency polygon and histogram. So this will be my y-axis, and this one will be my x-axis. So here I will write. So you see in the question I have taken this 1 unit equals to 1000, so simply I will start from which is the maximum value, it is 5. So if I write up to 6, it will be okay. So you take this interval should be same, so 1 unit you take as 1 centimeter, you take as 1 unit, 1 2 3 4. This interval should be same in each and every case. Okay, 4 5 6 7. Okay, that's it enough. So now first one you see grocery. How much? 4,000. That means 1 unit equals to 1000, so 4 will be equals to 4000. So simply, okay, that side also by giving equal interval you just mark it 1 2 3 4. No need to write number, simply you just mark by keeping 1 centimeter from another, like this. Is simply mark it equal distance. Okay, all this should be equidistant from one another. So first one is grocery, so up to 4 I have to go, so by taking the scale you give this one. So first one is up to 4 I have given, you see here 4, up to 4, so here you will write grocery. Okay, the next one, it is rent, up to 5. So here is 5. So I will start, you are to leave this gap should be equal. and once one unit you have to leave and then you have to draw the next one. So 5 will be here. Okay, so if I simply join by scale, you draw this thing, it will be. So next one is for rent. Then third one, it is education of children. It is also same 5,000. So simply I will so you have to keep equal space between them. This gap should be equal in each and every case. So this is also 5. It was education of children. So you write here education. Education of children. Then next one, it is medicine, 2000. That means up to 2 I have to go. If I see you it will like this, it will go there. Medicine. Then fuel 2. So for fuel also same 2. Then entertainment 1K, and then for miscellaneous also 1. So there is no space. Okay, let me write. Spacing should be same. There is no space, that's why I am writing like this. Okay, so it will be 1, and there also after 1 minute gap it will be like this. So one is for entertainment and another is for miscellaneous. So there you write x-axis, there was no space. Okay, so here you will write expenditure in 1000, EXPENDITURE, expenditure in thousands. And that side I will write, this is the variable side, and here it is written the heads. So you write simply heads and you give an arrow like this, and here expenditure in thousands, then you will give a small arrow. This side is for expenditure which is in thousands, and this is these are the heads: grocery, rent, education of children, medicine, fuel, entertainment. This is how we represent a bar graph. So important thing is that the gap should be equal between this, the spacing should be equal between each rectangular bar. Okay, and by giving scale you nicely draw it. So now next one is histogram. So same like bar graph, but in histogram this every rectangular bars are attached to one another. Okay, and it is usually represent only in case of this continuous class interval. If continuous class interval is there, on our earlier exercise we have done many sum with this continuous class intervals by taking continuous class intervals. So you see page number 249, it is given. So one example is there with table 14.6. So histogram, it is a form of representation like a bar graph, but the only difference is that it is used for continuous class intervals, and each and every rectangular bars are just attached to one another. Here in bar graphs we have kept equal spacing between each rectangular bar, but in histogram they will be attached to one another, and they will be the interval will be continuous. Okay. Okay, now you see example number 7, you will understand it better. A teacher wanted to analyze the performance of two sections of children in a mathematics test of 100 marks. Looking at their performance, she found that few students got under 20 marks and few got 70 marks or above. So she decided to group them into intervals of a varying size is as follows. So the size of the class interval, it is given 0 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, like this, 60 to 70, it is continuing. So continuous class intervals are given. So you see the table, in one side mark is written, another side number of students. So 0 to 20, between up to 20, how many students got marks? 7. Then 20 to 30, 10 students got marks. Then 30 to 40, that was the mark of 10 students again. Then 40 to 50, the mark of 20 students. So it is given like this. So the question is to draw a histogram, because you see here the intervals are closed, continuous, sorry. The intervals are continuous, so we will represent them by histogram, and we can represent it by this frequency polygon also, but first of all we will learn how to draw this histogram. So you see the table just below this one table is given, here it is shown, but this is not the correct one. Here you see, in first case it is given, in one side y-axis is written as number of students, these are the values, and in below you see simply the class intervals are given, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, like this it is given, and all the bars are attached to one another. This is the way you draw. But in first one you see, for 10 together two intervals are given, and this, in this case you see 0 to 20, the width of the class interval is 20. The next one you see 20 to 30, it is only 10. Therefore next one also 30 to 40, here also the difference is 10. So this is not, the width are not same, here it is varying. You see, first of all, when I said that we learn about the histograms of uniform and varying width, that here the question that is given, it is with varying width, that means the height is not same in each and every case. For first one it is 20, then next one you see the gapping only 20 to 30, that means 10. Then third one it is 30 to 40, this one also 10, 40 to 50 10, then 50 to 60 also 10, 60 to 70 also 10, but 70 and above given, there also it is more, and in first one also it is more. So question is like this, that whenever we will draw such type of histogram, the frequency, it should be proportional, the areas of the rectangle should be proportional to the frequency of in the histogram. Whenever I will when I will do this example, you will understand. So you see first one here in this table, you see this one, page number 251, here it is given, first one you see the two rectangular balls are attached together and both are at 7. So you see, if I take out the frequency, it will be 2 times 7 plus 7, it will be 14. For first interval it will be 14, but answer is only 7, that means it is not matching. And for last one also you see that this 370 to 100, it is only 8, but if you simply count the frequency, you will get, for first bar you will get 8, for second bar also you will get 8, for third bar also you will get 8, that means 8 3s are 24, but it is also not matching. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to this organize it nicely so that we can represent this one. So on the next page you see so first of all, what we will do in such case, okay, let me show. You see the column in one example number 7. It is marks, one column is there, then frequency, then width of the class, and then length of the rectangle. Length of the rectangle. So let me make this. So you see the interval, first one is from 0 to 20, then next one is 20 to 30, then 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, then 60 to 70, and last one 70 to above, that means up to 100. Okay. Frequencies are given like this. For first one it is 7. So let me give the box. The first one, the frequency is 7, next one it is 10, then again 10, then 20, then again 20, then 15, and last one it is 8. So first of all I will find the width of the class. How to find the width of the class? Simply you, from this one you subtract the lower limit, upper limit minus lower limit. 20 minus 0 it is 20, 30 minus 20 it is 10, 40 minus 30 it is 10, 50 minus 40 it is 10 again, this one also 10, this one also 10, and 100 minus 70 it is 30. Now the length of the rectangle, the bar we are making for this one, it is said. So length of the rectangle, you have to find out the length of the rectangle. So how we will find the length of the rectangle? Simply we will select the width, which one is minimum. Minimum width we will select. So what is the minimum here? It is 10, this one also 10, this one, this is the minimum. So we will select randomly anyone. So which one is the minimum? It will be, we will select, so it is 10. So we will multiply each and every one with 10. So simply 7, this one, frequency into this minimum width, which is 10, divided by this one, width of the class. Width of the class. Again I am saying frequency into minimum. This number from where I have got? Simply I have taken the minimum one. This one is 20, this one is 10, 10, again 10, again 10, then last, this one also 10, and last one 30. So from this one we have selected the minimum one. So minimum is 10. 7 into 10, frequency into width of the class divided by the width of that particular class, it is 20. So simply if I cancel this one, 10, 0, 0 cancel, and they are left 7 and they are left 2. So 7 by 2 it is 3.5. 7 by 2 it is 3.5. So if you simply multiply 20 into 3.5, you will get that one. The next one, it is 10. So first of all I will write the frequency. Frequency it is 10. Then the minimum it was 10, and then again I will divide it by the width of that particular class, it is 10. So 10, 10 cancel, only 10 left. The next one you see, here also again 10 into 10 divided by 10, it will be 10 again. Then 20, frequency is 20, in this case frequency is 20 into minimum width, it is 10, divided by the width of that class, it is again 10, 10, 10 cancel, only 20 left. Next one also 20 here into 10 divided by 10, it will be also 20. Then next one it is 15, 15 into 10 divided by this one 10, 10, 10 cancel, only 15. Next one 8 into 10 divided by 30, 0, 0 cancel, and they are left 8 by 3. So if I divide it, it will be 3 2s are 6, then 6 7 8 2 left, 3 6 are 18, and then 2 left again. So it will continue. So you simply write 2.67, 2.67. So frequency, from frequency, first of all I have taken out the width. What is width? Simply upper limit minus lower limit. 20 minus 10, it is 20. Like this I have found all the width of the class. Then I will simply choose the minimum one. Minimum is the lowest, it is 10. In this row you see which one is the lowest, it is 10. So simply I will multiply with 10. Frequency into minimum width divided by the width of that class. Width of that class. So why I am finding this one? Because the frequency, the area of the rectangle should be proportional to the frequencies in histogram. Frequencies in histogram. Okay, now I can draw easily the histogram. Now let me rub. Okay, you just remember the point, it is 3.5. okay, let me write it here. First one, okay, it is there in the book. Okay, you rub. So this was the calculation. Now we'll draw the histogram. Question is to construct a histogram. Okay, let me draw it that way. So from 0 to 2 I am taking 2, 4, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 10, then 12, then 14, 16, 18, 20, up to this much enough. And there also I have to give. So if simply you take the interval should be equal 10, 20, 1 centimeter distance you keep, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. This is the class interval. This is the class interval. Here I have written the values. So it is proportion of students per 10 marks. Interval. Proportion of students per 10 mark interval, and here it is the marks. You have to write this thing. Okay. So now you see for first one, from 0 to 20, from 0 to 20, it is 3.7. the length of the rectangle, it is 3.7. so 2, this is 4, so somewhere there in the middle it will be 3, and 3.7, that means little more you take, so it will be something like that. Okay. So this is our first. Then next one, it is 20 to 30, it is only 10. So there is the 10. 20 to 30, it is 10. So I have given 10. Then next one, 30 to 40, it is also 10. So same. Then again next one, it is 40 to 50, it is 20. 40 to 50, it is 20. All the rectangular bodies should be equal. If you draw it with a scale, it will be straight line. Okay. The next one also 20, up to 60, it is 20. This one also I drew. Then 50 to 60, it is 20. Then it is 15. So it is 14 somewhere there, it will be 15 in the middle. If I simply draw this one, it will be like this. Then it is 15. Then 60 to 70, it is 15, and 70 to 100, it is 2.67. So there is 3, just somewhere there it will be 6.67, 2.6. So if I simply draw this one, it will be up to 100, it will be fine. So now if we count the frequency, all of the in all case the answer will match. This for this one, if you simply count 3.5 into 7, you will get the frequency. 3.5 into 20, you will get the frequency 7. The next one, 10 into so in each and every case if you simply multiply, you will get it. Okay. So now the next one is frequency polygon. It is also same. In this case also you will get such type of data, continuous interval. You have to simply draw it by Okay, I'll show it. You see example number 8. Consider the marks out of 100 obtained by 51 students of a class in a test given in table 14.9. So you see the table: 0 to 10 5 student, 10 to 20 10 student, 20 to 30, like this marks and a number of student it is given. So you have to draw a construct a frequency polygon. So frequency polygon you can directly draw, or from this one also you can draw, from a histogram also. Example number 8. So you see the table, it is there. So all are in the same interval. So first of all, for frequency polygon we need the class mark also. That means the mid value of each class. So you see the, first of all let me make the table. It is marks is given, then I need one more column, it will be class marks, and last one it is given number of students. So now I will make the table. So 0 to 10 first one, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50. Okay, let me draw up to this much. While doing the this exercise will solve up to, let it be up to this much. Okay, you simply understand what is frequency polygon. So here the number of students are given 5, 10, then 4, then 6, then 7, and it is okay up to 7 I have taken. You see 5, 10, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so class mark is the mid value, 0 to 10. 0 plus 10, upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. 0 plus 10 it is 10, 10 divided by 2 it is 5. 10 plus 20 it is 30, 30 divided by 2 it is 15. 20 plus 30 it is 50 divided by this sorry 20 plus 30 it is 50, 50 divided by 2 it is 25. Then 30 to 40 it will be 35, then 45, like this. These are the class mark. These are the class mark. So in case of frequency polygon, in the x-axis we'll write this class mark. We'll write this class mark, and the number of students, that is the values, we'll put it on the y-axis. Okay, let me show you how to draw this one. This much I am rubbing. You just understand it. Later on while doing the exercise you can see how I have done. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. There I will take the value up to, okay, let me take it as 2, then 4, then 6, 8, 10, 12, okay, up to, and there I will take the class mark. So class mark was from 5. So 5, then you keep one gap, then again 15, then 25, then 35, 45, like this. So I will draw the frequency polygon. So first one is, for first one it was 5. So for 5 it was 5, that means in between this one. So simply I will give this dot. For next one, in case of 15 it was 10, there was written 5, there 15, there 25, there 30, sorry 35, then 40, it was like this 45. So first of all I had taken this one. Then next one, it is at 15, you see for 15 the value is 10, so for 15 it is 10. So simply in 10 I will put 1 0, this dot. The question is only to join these two, you simply join the dots. Then next one, for 25, for 25 the value is 4, so here it is 4 and there it 25. Simply I will join it by scale, straight line. Then 35, for 35 it is 6, so 35 it is 6, here the 6, like this. Then 45, for 45 it is 7, so 7 it will be here, so simply you join it. Okay. So this is the graph. If there the table ends, then simply the next one you take 45, then it will be 50 55, so here simply you drop it. If your table ends there, and if it continues, then so again you will join. If it is 7, then 7 you join, then 6, like this it will continue. But somewhere you have to drop it, so when the table will end, you simply take one more point and there you drop it. And this side also same, there it is 5, there it is 0, and that side you have to, okay, you can like this, from there you take it and then you can, by giving dot, you can keep it here, minus side minus 5. Hope you understood. Simply by giving dot you have to join like this. First of all you have to take out the class mark. First of all you have to take out the class mark. Class mark means simply the mid value of that class interval. So now let us begin exercise 14.3. So first question is, a survey conducted by an organization for causes of illness and death among the women between the ages 15 to 44 worldwide. So find the following figures in percentage. The question, there is a table you see. So question is to represent, first of all the question is to represent the information given above graphically. So here this, by doing this bar graph you can construct this one, and the next question later on we will solve. So first of all the question is to represent the information graphically. So you write, in one side cause is given, another side female fertility rate is given. Exercise 14.3. Question number 1. So table is there. Simply I will draw the graph. So first of all I have to write. So first one, Roman number 1. So I will represent x-axis, the causes. I will represent causes in x-axis and the female fertility rate in y-axis. So write, by representing causes on x-axis and female fertility rate on y-axis. On y-axis, but for this we have to choose an appropriate scale. So let me write it, and choosing an appropriate scale, choosing an appropriate scale. So it is in percentage, so I will take, you see, 31, 25, 12 it is. So if I take 1 unit as 5%, I can easily construct it. So you take an appropriate scale, 1 unit equals to 5% on y-axis. 1 unit equals to 5%, okay, on for y-axis you write. 1 unit equals to 5% for y-axis. The graph of the above data can be constructed as follows. So, by representing causes on x-axis and female fertility rate on y-axis and choosing an appropriate scale, 1 unit equals to 5% for y-axis, the graph of the above data can be constructed as follows. So, here I have written what I will take. I will take x-axis for the causes and y-axis for female fertility rate, and in that scale I will take 1 unit will be equals to 5%. Okay. So, now let me draw the graph. Scale, it is very important. In each and every question you have to write the scale. So, this will be my x-axis, and this is y-axis, 0. So, from 0, so I will take 1 unit equals to 5%. So, they are up to this much 5%, then 10, then 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, okay, up to this much enough. Then on this side I will mark it in equal intervals, 1 unit here, another here, like this. This should be equal. By scale you take 1 centimeter, 1.1 centimeter apart from another, and simply mark it like this on the page. Okay. So now it is there. So now I will construct the bar graph. So for first one it is 31.8. So you see the value, reproductive health condition 31.8, 31. Here it is 30. So somewhere there, just above 30, it will be 31.8. So simply if I draw like this, then there by scale simply you just, okay, let me construct, yes, it is now okay. With scale if you draw, it will be nice. Okay. After drawing you can give like this shade also, it looks nice. So first one, it is 31.8, so just above 30, it will be 31. So 31.8, when it's little just above you give, so it will be 31.8. Next one, neuropsychiatric condition, it is 25.4, 25.4, so just above 25, somewhere there it will be 25.5, this will be the mid, so it will be there. This is next one. So I am writing in short form, reproductive health condition. I am just writing, you write it in full like this, okay? RHC, reproductive health condition. Next one, neuropsychiatric condition, NC I am writing. You just write it in full, okay? Like this you write. It will be okay. Now next one, it is injuries. It is 12.4, 12.4. There it is 10, somewhere there it will be 11, then 12, 12.4, it will be like this. Okay. So it is for injuries. This one I can write full, INJURIES. The next one, it is 4.3, just below 5. So 0, then somewhere 1, 2, 3 like this, there will be 4.3, just above 4. So if I just draw it, it will be here somewhere there. .3, it is cardiovascular condition. So I am simply in short form I am writing, there is no space, that's why. Then a respiratory condition 4.1, earlier one it was 4.3, so just little bit shorter than this one, near about similar, okay, little bit shorter than this one it will. So it is for respiratory condition, so I am writing is RC. The next one, other causes, 22. For other causes it is 22, so 25, then okay, sorry, 20, 21, 22, then 23, 24, 25. So somewhere there, if I just take it, it will be there, okay. Nicely give the shade by pencil. So it is other causes, like this you write full. So here I have written female fertility rate. Rate which is in percentage, then you give arrow like this, and there it is the causes, 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 you just give like this, okay. So this is the graph of this. Now the question is, Roman number 2, you see which condition is the major cause of women ill health and death worldwide. So which one? By seeing there is the tallest building, which one? This one, it is somewhere 31. First reason is reproductive health condition, so this is the tallest one, it is the major cause of women's ill health and death worldwide. So the answer is reproductive health condition. By seeing the graph you can easily say, yes, this is the tallest one, so this is, so answer will be reproductive health condition is the major cause. Okay, let me rub this one. Reproductive health condition it is. Condition is the question is which condition is the major cause. So reproductive health condition is the major cause of women's ill health, and death worldwide. Reproductive health condition is the major cause of women's ill health and death worldwide. So next one is Roman number 3. Try to find out with the help of your teacher any two factors which play a major role in the cause. So what is the cause of this one? Just say that you have to consult with your teacher and write the answer. So easily you can say that it will be the lack of medical facilities and also the lack of correct knowledge. So three answer you write. Factors are as follows. So first one will be lack of proper medical facilities. Lack of medical facilities, and B will be lack of proper knowledge to write correct, it will be lack of correct knowledge of treatment. Lack of correct knowledge of treatment. So due to these causes, and other causes are also there, but I have just question is to write only 2 causes, so I have written this one. So lack of medical facilities and lack of correct knowledge of treatment. People are dying due to reproductive health condition. This female persons. So now question number 2. The following data on the number of girls to the nearest 10 per 1000 boys in different section of Indian society is given below. So the number of girls, it is given in per 1000 boys in different section of Indian society. So there are different section in Indian society, like scheduled caste, it is there, scheduled tribe, then SC, ST, non-SC, ST, backward districts, then non-backward also district. There you see the table, you will find there are different sections are given, and number of girls per 1000 boys it is also given. So for in scheduled caste you will see 940, then scheduled tribes you will see 970, then non-SC, ST it is 920, backward districts 950, non-backward district 920, rural 930, and urban it is 910. So question is to represent the information above by a bar graph. So you have to represent this one by a bar graph. So first of all I will write what I am representing. By representing section SECTION, by representing section on x-axis, it is the variable x-axis, and next column is number of girls per 1000 boys, and number of girls per 1000 boys I will represent it on y-axis, section on x-axis, and this one number of girls per 1000 boys on y-axis. Okay, so now I have to write this scale also. By representing section on x-axis and number of girls per 1000 boys on one axis, y-axis, the graph of the above information, you write the graph of the information above, the graph of the information above can be constructed by taking an appropriate scale. So we have to choose a scale. So 1 unit will be equals to, simply you see the data, it is 940, 970. Okay, so you take 1 unit equals to 10 girls on y-axis. So 1 unit I will take as 10 girls on y-axis. So 1 unit will be equals to 10 girls. So for y-axis. So now I will construct the data. Here I have written that I am representing section on x-axis and number of girls per 1000 boys on y-axis. So now I will represent the graph. This will be my y-axis and this one x-axis. Here you see all the data, it is start from 900, all are in 900, so I can take the base one as 900. I will not start with 0, this will be 900, then there it is 910, 920 up to highest one is 970, so up to 970 will go, 920, 930, 940, 950, 960, 970. Okay, let me take one more, 980. And this side this is the, okay, and this side will take, so this is the side. Here I have said that it is for number of girls per 1000 boys, number of girls per 1000 boys, and this one is for section. So like earlier with equal interval, I will mark this one 1, again like this you mark it. So now we will draw the graph. So first one you see SC, it is 940, so where is 940? There. Simply I will construct it with the scale. It is for SC, you just give it like this. The next one, it is 970, where is 970? It is there, so it will be so let me shade it. It is for scheduled tribe ST. The next one non-SC ST, it is 920. So you see where it is there, 920 non-SC ST, slash is there, you give. Okay, so this is 920, it is for non-SC ST. The next one backward districts 950, backward district 950, there it is 950, so it will be like this. Backward district, there you write backward district. The next one non-backward district, again 920, so here it is 920 non-backward district, non-backward district, I am writing in short, you write it full, non-backward district. The next one, it is rural 930, 930 is for rural. $930 is for rural, and last one for urban, it is only 910, so there it will be, if I just take it, it will be like this, urban. So we have drawn it with scale. You take all the measurements should be equal, and this gap also should be equal. By taking 1 centimeter apart, you just mark like this. This one also 1 centimeter apart. Okay, and from since you see all the data is in 900, so I have written 900, 910 like this. If it was different, then I have taken other scale also. So there I have written SC, it is 940, so I it is straight line 940 there. By taking the scale, you just check it whether it is straight or not, and then you just draw the bars. Okay, so first one it is finished. First one was to represent it in bar graph, so we have represented it. The next one, in the classroom, discuss what conclusion can be arrived from the graph. So by seeing this graph, what you have concluded. So what is your observation after observing this graph? What you can say about this graph? So it is observed that you see the number of girls to the nearest 10 per 1000 boys. So what is written there, which is minimum in scheduled tribe, sorry, maximum in scheduled tribe it is maximum, it is highest 970, and in urban you see only 910, it is the lowest. So this one we can understand that in scheduled tribes this number of girls it is maximum, and in urban areas it is lowerly 910. So these are the assumption we can make. Let me write it. So scheduled tribe was maximum and this one urban was the lowest, minimum. So it is observed that the bookish line you write that the number of girls per 1000 boys, number of girls per 1000 boys, number of girls, oh sorry, one, it is number of girls to the nearest 10. What is there in the book you write? To the nearest 10, to the nearest 10 per 1000 boys, per 1000 boys are maximum in scheduled tribe, are maximum scheduled tribes. So we have, from the data we have observed that the number of girls to the nearest 10 per 1000 boys are maximum in scheduled tribes, whereas they are minimum in urban. Whereas they are minimum in urban. So from the graph we have concluded this thing that it is maximum in scheduled tribe and in minimum in urban. So now next one, question number 3, given below the seats owned by different political parties in the polling outcome of a state assembly election. So its name of political parties is given by A, B, C, D, E, F like this, and seats owned is written that political party A owns 75 seats, B 55, C 37, D 29, E 10 and F 37. So question is to represent, you are to draw a bar graph to represent this polling result. And next one, which political party owned the maximum number of seats. So first of all let us draw this, then we will write the answer of the next one. So simply this political party will take it these are the variables, we will take it in x-axis, and this seats owned, these are the values, so we will take it in y-axis. So write question number 3.1, by taking polling results, okay, this political party owns, so I can write it as polling results on x-axis. By taking polling results on x-axis and the next one is seats owned, and seats owned on y-axis, seats owned on y-axis. So after writing, we have taken this polling results on x-axis and seats owned on y-axis. So now next is to choose an appropriate scale. So you see everyone, it is 10, the minimum is 10, then 29, 37. So if I take that 1 unit equals to 10 seats, so easily I can construct this one. And choosing an appropriate and choosing an appropriate scale so I will take unit as 1 unit. 1 unit will be equals to 10 seats for y-axis. This I will take in y-axis. 1 unit will be 10 seats for y-axis. So then you write let me write the required graph of the above. The required graph of the above data can be constructed as follows. So first of all, I have taken an x-axis the polling results. These are the variables. Number of seats shown, these are the values. So I have taken it in y-axis. Now I have to choose an appropriate scale. I have taken 1 unit equals to 10 seats for y-axis. On 1 axis 1 unit will be equals to 10 seats, and this is the required graph I will draw now. Okay, now I will draw the graph. So this is my y-axis and this one it is the x-axis. This one is y-axis. I'll start from 0, and this side earlier I have said 1 unit will be equals to 10 seats. So 10, 20, 30, 40 equal distance. Okay, 1 centimeter you keep in each case. 40, 50, 60, 70, which is the maximum number of seats is 75. Okay, let me take up to 80, enough. And this side I also mark it in equal intervals 1 centimeter apart, like this point I will mark 1. So now I will draw the bar graph. So for first one, for political party A, it is 75. 75, that means 70, 80, this is the middle point, this is 75. So the graph will be like this. From here I will simply join this one. So this one is 75. This is for political party A. The next one, it is for B, it is 55. So there it is 50, in middle it will be 55. So if I just join it, see, straight line, okay, then you simply join this one. It is for political party B. Then for C it is 37. For C it is 37. So 1, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. There it is 5, 6, 7. Here it will be, okay. So you just take it straight line and then you draw it. For C it is 37. Then for D it is 29. 29. That means just one unit, this one below the 30. This is 30, so just I have taken one step below. Simply if I join, it will be, it is D, which is equals to 29. Then political party E, only 10 seats, so this is 10. So if I join here, it will be 10. Political party E, and last one it is F with 37 seats. 37, they are 40, 37, so same. This one also 37 seats. So this is our bar graph. So now the question is that which political party own the maximum number of seats? So which is the tallest one here? This one. So political party A own the maximum number of seats. Political party A, Roman number 2 answer. Political party A own maximum number of seats. Political party A own maximum number of seats. Simply by seeing this graph, we can understand that yes, this party own maximum. So now question number 4, the length of 40 leaves of plant are measured correct to 1 millimeter and the obtained data is represented in the following table. So 40 leaves of plants are measured and length in millimeter it is given, and another side it is given number of leaves. You see here class interval it is given 118 to 126, then 127 to 135, but this data you see carefully, these are discontinuous. You see the upper limit of first one is not the lower limit of the next one. 118, then 126, one finish, then after keeping one gap, one millimeter gap, then again next one 127 to 135. That means these are discontinuous. So first of all we have to make this table in continuous interval. So how can I make a table this one continuous? So whenever you will find such type of interval, first of all you see whether this data is continuous or not. If it is not continuous, then first thing you have to do is to make this table continuous. So very easy. You see first one 118 to 126, and the next one it is 127 to 135. So very easy. Simply you subtract 0.5 from this one. If you want to make this one continuous, simply you minus 0.5, so it will be 117.5. There you add 0.5, it will be 126.5. Then for next one also, if you simply subtract 0.5, if I subtract 0.5, it will be 126.5, and next one it will be 135.5. From here you have to subtract 0.5 and there you have to add. So now you see it is in continuous. You see 117.5 to 126.5, then again 126.5 to 135.5. Now it became continuous. So like this, I will first of all I will make this one continuous. Then I will do, the question is to represent this this data in histogram. So first of all I have to make the table, then I will go for constructing the histogram. Question number 4. So first of all let me make this table correct. It is not in continuous proportion, so let me write it. It is observed that the what is it? Length of the leaves. Okay. Length of the leaves. It is observed that the length of the leaves is represented. What is, you see, by seeing the data we can understand that it is represented in a discontinuous class interval. So it is observed that the length of the leaves is represented in discontinuous class interval. It is represented in discontinuous class interval. So first thing we have to do is to make the class in continuous. You have to make this interval continuous. So I will write at first we So at first we make continuous interval. So now I will make the table and I will make this class interval continuous. Okay, now I have to wrap this one, or else I cannot write. Length, you see this length in millimeter, and next column it is number of leaves. Length in millimeter and number of leaves. So first one, it is 118 to 126. So if I make the class interval continuous, simply I will subtract 0.5 from each. So it will be, okay, directly I am writing, you see 118.6, I will write 117.5 to 126.5. From there I have subtracted 0.5 and there I have added 0.5. So 117.5 to 126.5, and the number of leaves it is 3. The next one, 127 written, 127. If I subtract 0.5, it will be 126.5, and this upper limit will be 135.5, which is given as 5. The next one, you see 136 written, that means I have to write this one 135.5, subtracted 0.5, and then on the upper limit I have to add 0.5, 144.5, and the number of leaves is 9. Then for next one, you see 145 written, so I will write 144.5 to 153.5, which is given as 12. The next one, 153.5 to 162.5, which I have I will write, it is given 5. The next one, 163, I will write it as 162.5, and 171 I can write it as 171.5, and number of leaves it is 4. The next one, 172, so I will write 171.5, and it is 180, so it will be 180.5, which I have write as 2. So you see, once again, from this one I have subtracted 0.5 and there I have added 0.5. So first one is 117.5, 126.5. So the upper limit of this one is the lower limit in the next one, 126.5 to 135.5. Again, the upper limit of this one is the lower limit of the next one, 135.5 to 144.5, 144.5 to 153.5, 153.5 to 162.5, 162.5 to 171.5, and last one 171.5 to 180.5. And this it is in there in the question. You see, number of leaves for first one it is 3, then 5, then 9, 12, 5, 4, 2. Okay. So now the question is to draw the histogram. So now the interval is continuous, so I can easily draw the histogram. Now I will wrap this one. So now Roman number, first of all we have made the table. Now Roman number 1 we will do. Question is to draw a histogram. So like earlier, I will take the length of the leaves. You write okay, length of the leaves. Okay, let me write. I will take length of the leaves in y-axis, and length in millimeters, that one I will write in x-axis because this is the variable. taking length of the, what is there, length of the leaves, you write length of the leaves on y axis, taking length of the leaves on y axis, sorry, length of the, okay, yes, no, length of the leaves, it should be, it is the balloon, so it will be in x axis, and length of the leaves on x axis and number of leaves, this is the value, that one I will write in y axis, and the number of leaves in millimeter on y, number of leaves on y axis. If you want, there you can write length of the leaves, then in bracket you can write in millimeter. So, and the number of leaves on y axis. The histogram of above information can be drawn as follows. So the histogram of the above information can be drawn as follows. So one thing we left, actually we didn't write the scale, so now I will write the scale. You see the table, it is a minimum, it is 2, then 4, 5 like this. Though if I take that 1 unit equals to 2 leaves, then easily I can draw the diagram, this histogram. So you write here 1 unit will be equals to 1 unit on y axis, you write 1 unit on y axis is represents 2 leaves. Y axis, or directly you can write 1 unit equals to 2 leaves, or here I have written y unit on y axis represents 2 leaves. So now I will draw the histogram. Everything we wrote, now simply I will draw the histogram. On x axis we will represent the on n axis we will represent the length, and on y axis the number of leaves, that is the value. Okay, so let me name it, it is y axis and this one is x axis. So now you see one thing, the interval, it started from 117.5, there in book it is 118. So from 0 you just give it, there I have to give a break because it started, it didn't start from 0, after 0 somewhere there it started. So and you just leave 1 unit there, and from there you start marking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, that much enough. Why I have given this one? Because it didn't start from 0. You see the table started from 118, that means from thereafter. So we have to give a break if like this interval is there. Okay. And number of leaves, what I have wrote, that 1 unit will be equals to 2 leaves. So there are 2, there are 4, there are 6, 8, then 10, then 12, 14, this much enough. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, so these are the number of leaves, and here it is the length in millimeter. So here I will give the interval. So first one was 117.5. So first one I will write 117.5. The next one it was 126. You see, simply see the table. It is 126.5. Then 135.5, then 144.5, then 153.5, 162.5, 171.5, 180.5. The continuous interval that we found, actually that one I wrote it here. So first one is 117.5, and then 126.5, 135.5, then 144.5, 153.5, 162.5, 171.5 and 180.5. So now we will draw the histogram. So you see first one, it is only 3 leaves. So 2, there it is 3. So if I just draw a straight line, it will be like this. And we know in case of histogram, we close continuous interval. So no need to keep any gap. Simply continue. The rectangular bar will continue. Will start from here. That means there no need to keep any gap. Then for you see next one is 126.5 to 135.5. The value was 5. So there it is 5. So simply it will be attached to this one. There 5. Then next. Now. So this first one was 3, then 5. 5 is somewhere there in the middle. Then next one it is 9. So here in the middle it will be 9. So if I simply just take the line, it will be like this. So from 135.5 to 144.5, the value is 9. Then 144.5 to 153.5, the value is 12. So you simply, if I just take the line, it will be here. (153.5) with the value is 12. The next one, it is 153.5 to 162.5, it is 5. So this one there, if I just continue it, it will there the it is 162.5, the value is 5. Then 163 to 171, that means 162.5 to 171.5, the value is 4. So 4 here, just if I continue, it will be there. The next one, 171.5 to 180.5, it is 2. So this is the required histogram. First of all, the data, it was not in continuous. So first of all, we have made this one in continuous interval, and then since it is not starting from 0 directly, so we have to give here a small break or kink, you can say it is. So by giving a small break like this, and then you start, leave 1 unit and then you start doing, okay. And they are also same. No need to keep any gap. In histogram we don't keep any gap because these are continuous interval. Okay, so first one finished. The next question is there any other suitable graphical representation for the same data? Yes, a histogram we can easily represent it. This one, if I want, I can represent it in this frequency polygon. So answer will be yes, frequency polygon is another graphical representation for the same data. So write room number 2 answer, yes, frequency polygon is another suitable graphical representation for the same data. If I want from this one, I can draw frequency polygon. So frequency polygon, just showing, no need. So what is the, it is the class mark, so class mark will be somewhere there. It is the midpoint, it will be the midpoint of this interval, it will be somewhere there, this one also somewhere. Then simply we will join like this. Yes, we can draw it. If I want, I can draw it like this, okay, but this is not there in the question, so no need to draw. Question is said only that is there any other way or any other so graphical representation which can represent this one. Yes, by with the help of a frequency polygon we can represent this histogram. So now question number 3, is it correct to conclude that the maximum number of leaves are 153 millimeter long, and why? So you see the table that 145 to 153, only 12 leaves, but upper limit so don't count, so simply answer will be no. So as the maximum number of leaves has their length in between 144.5, in early next table when we have made it continuous, so it was 144.5 to 152.5, sorry 53.5 millimeter. It is not necessary that all the leaves have the length as 153.5. so let me write it, understand. So Roman number 3, it is answer will be no, as you write as maximum number of leaves so maximum number of leaves in the table, it is written, value is written as 12, that is 12 has their lengths so what I have said that the maximum number of leaves has their length between 144.5 to 153.5. 144.5 to 153.5. So maximum number of leaves it is between 144.5 to 150. Okay, there you give millimeter because it is in millimeter. So it is not necessary that all have length which is 153 written in the question. So you write it is not necessary. Necessary that all the leaves, what is the length measure here given, or it is not necessary that all the leaves have their lengths. Question it is written 153 millimeter long. Leaves have their length 153 millimeter long. Okay, you write 153 millimeter. So all the leaves have their all have their lengths. So it is not necessary that all the leaves have their lengths 153 millimeter. Length is 153 millimeter. So now we'll do question number 5. You see the table. The following table gives the lifetimes of 400 neon lamps. So you see the table, lifetime it is given in hours, 300 to 400, number of lamps it is given 40, then 400 to 500 it is given 56, 500 to 600 it is given 60, then 600 to 700 it is given 86, 700 to 800 74, 800 to 900 62, and 900 to 1000 48. So no need to do anything, it is in continuous class intervals. So question is to represent the given information with the help of histogram. So just like earlier, we can simply represent this one in histogram. No need to make the table because it is in continuous interval. So simply I will write Okay, so question number 5, you see. So the lifetimes of neon bulbs are given 300 to 400. So first of all, what I will write, that by taking the lifetime in hours, so I will not write this line, you simply hear once, that by taking lifetime in hours of neon bulbs on x-axis, so I will take the lifetime on x-axis and the number of lamps on y-axis. The histogram of the given information can be drawn as follows. You simply write this line, I will simply draw the histogram. So I will take here 1 unit will be equals to, you see the data, it is given in, if you take, okay, you see 14, yes, 1456 like this given, so you take it 10, it will be good. So you take, which is equals to 10 lamps. So x-axis it will be this one, and since it is not starting from 0, so there I have to give a break and then I will continue it. It is x-axis and this one it is y-axis. There I will give, you simply mark it as, there it is 0, this one will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And this side I will simply mark it as interval there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So interval is given like this, 300. So starting from 300, here I will write 300, then 400, then 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and last one it is 1000. So there you write lifetime in hours, it is written there, lifetime in hours, you space note there, it should be there and below, lifetime in hours. You write it just after writing this one there below, okay, there is no space, that's why I wrote it here. And there I will write, you see the question, it is written number of lamps, so it is number of lamps. So the question it is there. So now I will simply draw the histogram. So for 300 to 400 it is 14, so that is 10, 11, 12, 13, and there it will be 14. Okay, so if I just simply draw it with the scale, it will be like this. So first one I have drawn, it is 14, then 400 to 500 it is 56, that means this is 55, midpoint. So just 1 point above it will be here. This one it is 56. The next one 500 to 600 it is 60. So you see here it is 60. So if I simply, so this one it is 60. The next one it is 600 to 700. 600 to 700 it is 86 written. So 80, this is 85, just 1 point above you take, it is 86. So here you draw it with scale, this one will be straight, okay. The next one 700 to 800 it is 74. 70, 75, just you take 1 point below, there it will be 74. The next one it is 62, 800 to 900, 800 to 900 it is 62, 60, 61, 62 it is there. So if I just state, it will be like this. The next one 900 to 1000, 900 to 1000 value is given as 48, 50, so there 40, 41, 42, there 55, 56, 57, 58, it will be here somewhere. So just make it straight and you give the line 48. So first one I have drawn, it is 14, then 56, then 60, then 86, 74, 62 and 48. Okay, so now I will answer this question, how many lamps have a lifetime more than 700 hours? So you see the table just above 700 hour, it is starting 700 to 800. So first one it is 74, then 800 to 900 it is 62, and 900 to 1000 it is 48. The question is to say to find how many lamps have a lifetime more than 700. So simply I will add 74 plus 62 plus 48. I will get how many lamps have lifetime more than 700. So number 2, 5 Roman number 2 answer will be, you need to write, okay, carefully. If you don't write the unit, it will be wrong. Roman number 2. So question is, how many lamps have lifetime of more than 700? So you write number of lamps having lifetime more than 700 what it is there, 700 hours equals to. So simply I will add this 74 plus 62, you see the table, 74 plus 62 plus 48. So 8 to 10 plus 4, 14, 4, 1 in my hand, 6, 4, 10, 7, 17 and 1, 18. So 184 lamps have lifetime more than 700 hours. Okay, so now question number 6. The following table gives the distribution of students of two sections according to the marks obtained by them. So you see the table, there are two sections given, section A and section B. So question is to represent the marks of the students of both the section on the same graph by two frequency polygons. So you have to draw two frequency polygon on the same graph, and from the two polygons compare the performance of the two sections. So first of all you have to draw both the polygons on the same graph, and then you have to answer the question. You have to compare them and say what is the difference between them, or what you have concluded from the graph. So question number 6. So first of all you see both the table it is there. So first of all my duty, what I have said earlier, that first of all the thing you have to do is to find the class mark. In case of frequency polygon, first of all you have to find the class mark, and you see both the tables are different. So I will make the table once again. So first of all I have to find the class mark. So you write the class mark is obtained. You have to make the table once again. Is obtained as given in the table, in the following table, you write. So first of all I have to find the class mark. So class mark first of all I will find. So same like book I will make the column. First one will be of marks, next one will be of class marks. Then I will write the frequency, and rather than writing it in two tables, I will write in one table, section A and section B. So now I will make the table. So this is the table, you see. You write it nicely. There I have written marks, then class mark column. This one we need for finding the frequency, for representing the frequency polygon we need the class mark. Then frequency it is given in two table, it was given. I have simply this compressed them into one. So section A, there first of all you write frequency, then you give a straight line, and then you divide this box into two parts again. One you write section A, and another you write section B. So you see the marks, it is 0 to 10, in interval it is given, then 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, yes, up to this much. So now I'll make the box. So class mark I will find. What I have said, simply you add these two and divide it by 2. So 10 plus 0, it is 10, divided by 2, it is 5. Then 10 to 25, it will be 15. Then 25, then it is 35, and it will be 45. Section 8 is there. The marks of section A, you see, it is 3, then 9, 17, 12, and at last it is 9. And for section B, it is given 5, 19, 15, 10, and at last it is 1. So let me check once again. 3, 9, 17, 12, 9, and they are 5, 9, 15, 10, and 1. So the main motive was to find the class mark, because we need this one while for constructing the frequency polygon. So now we can easily construct the frequency polygon. So I need to rub this one. So here right, taking class marks on x-axis, class mark on x-axis, and next one is frequency on y-axis, frequency on y-axis. So taking class mark on x-axis and frequency on y-axis, and we have to choose an appropriate scale. So, and choosing an appropriate scale, you write and say, and choosing an so scale, what you will choose? So 1 unit I will take as 5. You see the table is, yes, if I take it as 5, I can construct it. So 1 unit will be 5 for y-axis. So 1 unit equals to 5 mark actually for y-axis. Write the frequency polygon. Frequency polygon can be constructed as follow. So we can construct the frequency polygon now. So here I am taking 1 unit equals to 5 for y-axis. So this is my y-axis, and this one is the x-axis. This is y-axis and this one is x-axis. So here it is 0, and now I will take it as 5. So earlier I have said 1 unit equals to 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I think 45 enough. Yes. Okay. So now I will represent it. So you see, so okay, there let me give the class mark. So 5, then you keep 1, then again 15, then there are 25, then 25, then 35, 45, 55, 65. Okay, up to how much? Up to 45 we need, so no need of this much. Up to 55 you can keep. Okay. So okay, now you see their frequency, you see the class mark. So class mark here I have written. and this side I have written frequency. Class mark here and here frequency. So now I will make the frequency polygon. So for you see in your earlier I have made the table, you see for 5, for class mark 5 the section in section A it was 3. So first of all I will draw it for section A, then I will draw it for section B. So for 5 it is 3. So for 5 it was 3. So 1 0 1 2 3, it will be somewhere there. So I will give it here. You have to give a dot like this. Okay. Then you see the next one for frequency, this for class mark 15 it was 9. For class mark 15 9 there. Say another dot. Then for class mark 25 it was 17. 25 it was 17. 15 then there 16 somewhere there, it will be 17. Okay. Then for 35, for class mark 35 it was 12. 35 it was 12. There 10 11 12. If we just control it will be here. Okay. So then for 45 it is 9. For 45 it is 9 10. So there it is same as this one 9. Okay, now I will construct this one. There it is 5. So there it will be minus 5. So this one will come up to here. You have to give dotted line like this. And this one I will join one by one like this with scale. And where I have to drop this one in the next value. So if they are finished, so this is the next value 55. So there I will drop it. Okay. So this was for section A. So now I will draw it for section B. So for section B for class mark 5 it was 5. So for class mark 5 it was 5 there. The next one for 15 it was at 19. Yes. For 15 it was at 19. So 15 there. Okay, there it is. Yes. Just one point you take below it. And next one for class mark, you see for next one it is 25. For 25 it was at 15. For 25 it is at 15. So they are 15. So it will be here. So now I will join it. Then for 35 it is 10. For 35 it is 10. So 10 it is here. So simply you just, it will be here. So you draw it nicely, it will look very beautiful after joining this thing. It's very nice. So then for class mark 45 the value is 1. For class mark 45, so 1 it will be here, just above this one it will be here. So with scale I will join these 2 points, then finish. So that means this one will drop at the next point here at 55, and there it will come up to minus 5. Okay. So this is for section B. Section B. So this one is for section B and this graph is for section A. So 2 frequency polygon I drawn on the same graph. So now the question is that what you have observed from this. So you see the frequency, you simply see the frequency of the section A. It is high in maximum case, but here it is dropping. You see the marks are not that much good. So we can easily write, it is observed that the performance of students of section A is better than the students of section B in terms of good marks. If you see both the frequency, you see in section A 3 is the lowest and maximum mark 17, 12, 9 and 9. But in section B 19 is highest, but this 1 mark is only 1 and another 1 mark is 5. You see the lowest marks are there more and it is not so good also. So you see simply the answer will be, it can be observed, you write it, it can be observed that the performance of students of section A is better than the students of section B in terms of good marks, in terms of good marks. This one you write. Okay. Okay, so on our next class we'll start from question number 7 and we'll complete this chapter. So if you have any doubt regarding these questions what I have solved today, so you can contact me at night after 8 p.m. onwards up to 10.